Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah Sayyidina wa Maulana Muhammad ibn Abdullah Salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man walahum bi ihsan ila yawmiddin wa ba'd. Assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My distinguished brothers and sisters in Islam, I'm very delighted, very happy to meet with Mokwa Area Council once again. Yes. وَمَا تَشَاءُونَ إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ. We wanted meeting some times ago to discuss this topic, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not make it. But as Allah wishes, we are here today, inshallah, and inshallah we are going to discuss it. I urge each and every one of us to please listen attentively. Put mute your cell phones or switch them off so that you can listen and discuss this together. Before I continue, I am not, as Brother Musa Koda Muhammad said, I'm just by name Yahya BadeggI, and that is all. So I'm not a sheikh, I'm not a scholar, I'm not all those things he mentioned, I'm not. So you should be expecting what should be expected of a student from me. Now we want to take manners of attending meetings. When you want to attend a meeting in the MSSN circle or in Jamaat Nasrul Islam, or in a school meeting, or anywhere you want to attend a meeting, you as a person, either as the chairman of that meeting, or as a secretary of that meeting, or as a participant, audience to that meeting, is expected to abide with these manners that we are going to discuss together, inshallah. The theme of this discussion, let me call it like that, because I can't say the theme of the IVC. The theme of this discussion is Alif. I believe that everybody knows Alif, isn't it? But this Alif is not the first alphabet of Arabic language. In the Alif here, we mean acquire, learn intelligent, and further it. You get it? Anything you want to acquire now, anything you want to learn now of intelligence, as we are discussing it now, don't stop here. It's not ending here. Further it. Go for more research. Are you okay? Go and do more. Don't say, Amir has said everything, so that is all, I don't have anything to search for again, or I don't need to ask any person again. No. Acquire, learn intelligence, and further it. Don't stop there. A student does not stop seeking for knowledge. The day you stop seeking for knowledge, that is the first day of your downfall. Yes. The day you feel contented in your heart that I am a knowledgeable person, I cannot ask anybody again, I cannot search for anything again, that is the beginning of your failure. So please, go further and search for more knowledge. Are you okay? We want to discuss many things here. Briefly, these things are pre-meeting activities, invitation, acknowledgement, inside the meeting, manners, etc. And then lastly, post-meeting activities. So if I may say, any meeting is divided into three parts. Any meeting you want to do, even if it's family meeting, are you okay? Is divided into three parts. Pre-meeting activities, inside the meeting, and post-meeting activities. And each of them should be taken good care of. And by then, inshallah, you have good synergy in whatsoever you want to do as a person. Under pre-meeting activities, we have invitation. Any meeting you want to do, you must send invitation to your participants. You must send invitation to your participants. To the people that will come and do that meeting with you, you must send invitation to them. That invitation must be sent on time, at least 3 days before the meeting day. As long as the meeting is not an emergency meeting, then the invitation must be sent at least 3 days before the meeting day, so that the person you invited will also plan your meeting as part of his plans. But if you are a kind of person that gives an invitation at 9 minutes, then the person may end up saying, "Oh, sorry, Amir. Oh, sorry, headmaster. Oh, sorry, principal. Oh, sorry, this person and this. My father sent me to this. Oh, my cousin. Oh, I have something urgent to attend to," because he didn't send the invitation on time. So it is important to send invitation on time. This presentation is supposed to be on PowerPoint, but unfortunately, Brother Musa told me that our projector is not functioning. So I did mean the projector is functioning. Well, I will enjoy it better than what I'm doing now. But let me read some things for our benefits. Under invitation, the author said, since invitation is requesting of a person's company to partake in an activity, it is therefore must be done on time. Because when you are inviting someone, it's not simply that you are requesting that person to partake in an activity with you. Isn't it? Yes, because you can't do it alone. So you are asking him to help you to do it. Come and help me talk these things out. In the family circle, at the MSS circle, in the school circle, or in any way. Please come and help me to talk these things out. So since invitation is like that, you must do it on time. You must not delay it. Still under pre-meeting activities is something we call acknowledgement. When you are invited either verbally or writtenly, either through letter writing or text message or email or any means that is available for that society. Isn't it? When you receive this letter or this text message or this call or this email, then you should acknowledge it. What does acknowledgement mean? It says to acknowledge means to admit doing something. When you acknowledge, you have admitted that, yes, I will do that thing with you. Just as you requested of me to come and do this kind of talk, I will be in attendance and I will do that talk together with you. Isn't it? So, send acknowledgement message to your inviter. Don't just receive a message and keep silent. Tell the person that you have received his message. If the SMS is sent to you, reply that I have received your message. Email, reply. Letter writing, reply. Call, reply. Isn't it? You must reply. Because if you don't reply, the person who invited you may not know that whether you are coming or not. And he may end up planning that meeting or that gathering together with you, not knowing that you are not coming. The acknowledgement must not be yes. Are you okay? The acknowledgement may either be yes or no. And please, I want to see you next week on so and so day. Yes, I will be there with you. No, I will not be there. Both of them are what? Acknowledgements. So you must send acknowledgement. Do you know why you must send acknowledgement? You must invite someone and that person must acknowledge you. As I usually say, a wise man once said that in this universe there are two fools. There are two human beings that are fools. When he was asked that, who are these fool people? He said one person was invited and he didn't honor the invitation. Another person was not invited, but he goes there. He said in the whole universe, these two people are the most foolish human beings in the world. So if it is like that, if somebody sees you worthy of invitation, are you okay? Give him acknowledgement on time that yes, I will be there. Oh, no, sorry, I have something to do at that day or at that time. So that he also he feels happy. Because one thing you must understand is that when somebody invites you that Mala Muhammad, Sister Zainab, Sister Amina, Sister Mariam, I want you to please meet me at the MSS Secretariat on so and so day to discuss so and so thing. He finds you worthy of that meeting. That's why he invited you. And then you shouldn't turn that, that opportunity down by just keeping mute without saying anything. Many people will receive a lot of messages without replying. It's a bad habit. It's not a good habit. Reply. Are you okay? Text message, reply. Email, reply. Letter writing, reply. You missed a call, return the call. It's very important. The reason is that somebody that calls you, feel you are important to him. That is why he does that. Isn't it? Yes. I will advise you to read, Choosing Civility is a book. Choosing Civility by P.M. Phoney. Choosing Civility. Are you okay? It's a good book. Civility. P.M. Phoney. Yes. After reading that book, you will never turn down any invitation again. And if somebody calls you, you must return that call. Inshallah. So the next thing is still under acknowledgement. Send the agenda and the last minute before the meeting day. It is on the person that invited you to a meeting, whether they are member of the MSSN, or the leader of your family, or the leader of your school, or the leader of your organization, to send the agenda. What does he wants to discuss with you? So that you are aware of the agenda of the meeting before even you come to the meeting. If that agenda needs some things to search on, you do that before coming to the meeting. You can't just come and then you'll be caught unaware that this is the agenda of the meeting. It's not mannerful. Send the agenda of the meeting to the people you invited and they accepted coming at least 24 hours before the meeting day. At least 24 hours. At the family level, these things we want to discuss. In the school, this is what we want to discuss. In the MSS, this is what we want to discuss. So that the person you invited is coming with awareness of the agenda of the meeting. Is important. Don't keep agenda to yourself. Are you okay? And then the last minute. If the meeting is not an emergency meeting, definitely it must have last minutes. Send the last minute to the people you invited so that they are aware of what was discussed in the last meeting. Because somebody who was not in the last meeting, for example, if brother A and B were not in the last meeting, but you didn't send any minutes of the meeting to them, and then you invited them to this new meeting or this fresh meeting, they may end up repeating some things that you have resolved on. Isn't it? They may end up saying again things that you have said earlier or you have even resolved. So that is why it is important to send minutes before the meeting day. Still under acknowledgement. early arrival to the meeting venue. If you are invited and you accepted coming, agenda is sent to you, the last minute is sent to you, then arrive at the meeting venue at least 15 minutes before the meeting starts. That is the list. At least 15 minutes before the meeting starts. Don't come rashly. Don't do fire brigade approach. Are we together? Make sure that the meeting venue is arranged. Set at least 30 minutes before the people you invited start coming. You that was invited, you should be at the meeting venue at least 15 minutes before the time, so that you manage your time and then discuss things that you have to discuss, and everybody goes back to his or her destination. Time is money. We often say that we waste time, isn't it? I don't believe that. I don't believe that we waste time. What I believe is that we waste ourselves, not time. Time doesn't waste. It waits for nobody. It's counting, and it continues counting. It doesn't stop. So there's no way you can waste it. You are only wasting your own life, not the time. I don't know I'm sorry I'm communicating. Remember that yesterday has gone, isn't it? Today is going. When yesterday gone, today is going. Remember that it's part of you that have gone. So what is wasting? You all the time. You, not the time. The time does not waste. Have you ever seen a period where somebody says that there is no time? Time must be continuously up to the day of Qiyamah. Time will continue to exist. So you shouldn't waste your time. Don't waste yourself thinking that you are wasting any time. So what we are saying here is that arrive at the meeting venue at least 15 minutes before the commencement of the meeting. I have this, this principle. It is my own principle. I don't know whether some people will share it with me. I don't know. Me, anything that I want to do, I want it to start with me and end with me. I will never allow something that I want to do. If at all I accept that I want to do it, then it is my habit that it must start with me and end with me. I hate joining it lately and then leaving it before it is done. Isn't it? So the next thing is before commencement. There's a picture here. We're supposed to project it here, but the projector is not working. But what the picture is saying is that the picture shows the meeting venue set at least 30 minutes before the commencement of the meeting. How the meeting venue should look like. Are you okay?
Can we show it around briefly?
Okay. So what the meeting venue should look like before the commencement of the meeting. Are you okay? So you, the organizer of the meeting, shouldn't leave the meeting venue haphazardly, scattered. The chairs are not arranged. The tables, one table is at the north, the other is at the south. No. Make sure that you arrange the table, the desk, everything. You arrange everything 30 minutes before people start coming. So that when people start coming, they will come and meet the place tidy. It's just for him to sit down, waiting for the meeting to commence. But you see, in most cases, it is when people have arrived that you see Mr. A is running to bring a table, Mr. C is running to bring a desk, that one is Kaza. They say, where is so-and-so person? Say is Kaza, where is the desk? Then it is by that time they will run and then try to bring this around. It's not a good manner. So please avoid it. Inside the meeting, read out the agenda for observation and adoption. You know you have seen the agenda before, isn't it? Okay. When people have seated for the meeting, it is on the chairman of that meeting or the secretary to read out the agenda again. That we have 1, so and so thing to discuss, 2, so and so thing, 3, so and so thing, 4, up to the end. And then everybody hears it again. And then no observation, no addition, then somebody will move for adoption of that agenda. Are we together? Yes. Somebody will move for adoption of what? Agenda. How do you move for adoption of agenda? Who will tell me? How?
Move forward for the adoption of the agenda, and somebody will say I second it.
Okay, and somebody will say I second it. Yes, my scholar is right. But the better way of doing it is that I, Muhammad Yahya BadeggI, move for adoption of this agenda because there is no any correction or observation. This is how it should be said. I, Muhammad Yahya BadeggI, move for adoption of this agenda because there is no any correction, no observation on it. And this is how the secretary should put it down. The person that seconds will also say that, yes, I, Muhammad Usman, second the adoption of the meeting because there is no correction, no observation on it. Is that understood? Yes. Now, if the agenda is adopted, now the standard meeting agenda reads like this. According to my prof, it says that so far, the standard meeting agenda is what I will read now. But any organization may feel that something is necessary for them to add. Are you okay? But when you talk of standard, this is the standard. First thing, opening. That's the first thing, opening. Under this opening, are you okay? We have opening remarks. Is it what you use? Oh, I thought this was done. Under opening, we have opening remarks, opening prayers, opening recitation, opening remarks. Any opening you want to do, are you okay? Put it under opening. But how do you put it? This is what I want to do. And this is how it should look like. Are you okay? This is the paper of your meeting. Here we have serial number. Here we have a session. Here we have action column. Are you okay? Here you say 1.1 opening. Are you okay? Opening prayers, for example. Are you okay? 1.2, because it's still under opening. That is why we are maintaining 1. Are you okay? And also opening recitation. Are you okay? Still opening remarks. You can say 1, 2, 3, up to where opening will end. This is how, what do you call it? This will continue going. Is that okay? So anything that has to do with opening, why the prof says that you may have something to add because the organizations are not the same, isn't it? What is peculiar to my organization may be different from what you have in your own organization. So you may need some things, some opening. Maybe they say there's an opening song, opening zikri, opening kaza, opening anything that has to do with opening. Then in your own organization, this is where you put it. Opening, 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 opening. And you should number it. Are you okay? The essence of this numbering is that when you come back for another meeting and the secretary is reading or has read the minute of the last meeting and somebody has observation or correction, simply what you say that, Mr. Secretary, please turn to agenda 1.1 or 1.2 or 1.3 or 2.5 or 2.6 or 2. Kaza, isn't it? And then the secretary everybody will just open to that place, and then he says his observation or his correction or whatsoever he has to say. So I didn't mean the numbering is not there. You say, secretary, open to that place there, this place. That place, which place? Nobody knows on time until, isn't it? But if you use this format, it's okay. So that is one. The second thing there, number 2, is apology. Are you okay? So what do we have now? Apology. 2.1. Where do we write to? Because this is the second thing in the agenda. And what we want to do now, apology, is 1. Apology is important because you invited some people, but unfortunately, along the road they couldn't make it. You have to tell the participant or the audience that I invited Malam Muhammad, but yesterday he called that he cannot make it, so that people will not be seeing him as a useless somebody. Remember that somebody who is invited and he honors the invitation, he goes to that meeting or anything that he is called to do, that person is an honorable person. Someone who is invited, he accepted going, but he didn't go, and he didn't send any apology, is a foolish man. So in order not to portray this person as a foolish person before the audience, you must mention their apologies. Malam Muhammad sent apology, Malam Amina sent apology, Malam Ibrahim sent apology, Malam Kaza sent apology, and all their names will be written. Because that is documentation. Their names will be written, and even in the next meeting, their names will be, mentioned again, that they sent apology. It's very important. Then the next thing is remarks. Do you have remarks? Number 3, remarks. Do you have any remarks? Do you invite any person special? Do you have guest of honor, chairman of the occasion, or somebody important? Then if you invite people like this or this kind of people in your midst, then you can ask them to come and give their remarks. Are you okay? That is number 3. Then number 4, last minute. It is the responsibility of the secretary to read the last minute. Reading the last minute, you must not necessarily read everything as a secretary. Because the minute may be bulky. I said may be bulky. Are you okay? The secretary is expected to extract the important points and then read them out, since the minute has been sent to people earlier. No need of reading everything from cover to cover. Are you okay? Yes. So number 5, after reading the minute, then agenda number 5 is corrections. Is there any correction in the minutes he read? If there's any correction, then somebody should stand up and then do those corrections. Under this correction, observations also comes in. But there's something important here. Someone that was in the last meeting is the only person that has audacity to correct that minute. He is the only person that can make observation on that minute. Somebody that was not in that meeting cannot correct anything, cannot observe anything. You just have to keep quiet and be looking at the thing to go or to flow. Are we together? Yes. And then second thing again there, which is so important, even though scholars differ about it, but it is important to note it. Anything that is corrected, if somebody stands up and say that here is a correction, this is supposed to be like this, or this thing you said like this wasn't like this. Are you okay? Either observation or correction. That minute that have been documented in the last meeting shouldn't be tampered with. Shouldn't be altered again. Because it has become document since last meeting. You are expected as a secretary to make that also to document that observation or that correction in the present minute you are taking, giving reference to the last one. Do you know why? If you allow the last minutes to be tampered with, then the secretary or someone close to him or her may use that opportunity and then change some of your things. And you know that that minute is a documentation. Sorry, is a document. Is a document that must be kept for long days or for years. So don't allow it to be tampered with. Instead, all the corrections and the observations should be made in the current minutes. Is that understood? Now, number 6, go. Number 6 is adoption. Now, somebody, if no correction, no observation, somebody should move for adoption of that minute. Are you okay? How do you do? Just as we said. In the absence of correction and observation, I, Muhammad Yahya BadeggI, move for adoption of this minute. Are you okay? Yes, somebody that second also said, in the absence of correction or observation, I, so and so person, and second the move for adoption of this minute. This is how it should be sent. It should be said in standard way. Is that understood? Now, after that, number 6, number 7, matters arising. What are those things that have risen up from the last minute? What are the things that are supposed to be done in the last meeting, but now they are not done? The chairman, as the secretary is reading the minute, the chairman will be jotting down the matters arising.